Hi everybody, I'm Jack. This is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Nice quiet Sunday morning here on the mountain in Costa Rica. About to go out here and get some sun in a little while, so I just thought I'd do a video real quick first. Want to talk today about raw vegan fruitarian paradise here in Costa Rica. I do similar type videos every day, videos on the raw vegan lifestyle, plant-based, fitness, yoga sometimes, a little bit of philosophy, sometimes some recipes, a little bit of this and that. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And when you hit it, click on the little bell and check send notifications so you will stay subscribed to the channel. Now the reason I'm doing this one today is this one's just kind of not really in response. This is just kind of just came into my head, but I do get a fair amount of questions, and I've been getting a fair amount of questions lately on different things, and I just thought I would talk about it from a different from the perspective of the ease of doing it here in the tropics, the perspective of people that have been interested in Costa Rica in particular and have asked questions about here, just about community. I did a video sometime back. This has been a good while back. This has probably been over 2 years ago where I did a video, or maybe I did a few videos, I think, talking about community, trying to find my community, trying to find my tribe. So I get questions on these things from time to time, and I just kind of thought, in some ways I would make a good video, and it might, I could clarify some things, and I could kind of update some things, because things are constantly changing in your head, and things have really changed a lot for me over the last 5 years. And 2 years ago I was even a much different person, even though I had been into this lifestyle and I had been practicing a lot of other things. I was still a lot different 2 years ago even than now, and ideas are constantly changing in my mind, evolving. I take in more data. I see things, I'm like, ooh. And I just kind of try to misstep or step around the potential, I don't know if you'd say problems or just annoyances in my life. So first of all, people are always asking me about Costa Rica. Yeah, Costa Rica is a great place for this lifestyle. There's fruit available everywhere you go. Now, in some areas, and don't get me wrong, you'll get somebody that goes off. I've had some lady that just went absolutely psychotic on my Facebook page a while back talking about how I didn't eat organic. Well, I didn't say I did. I'm not in an area where I can eat organic right now, so I do the best I can. But there's fruit available, and I'm moving towards a place where I can get organic. Now, here's the thing. When people reach out to me and they're like we're thinking about moving, they reach out to me with very general questions and whatever. We're thinking about moving to Costa Rica. Where's the best place to move? Well, that's just like too broad. I mean, how do you live? Are you coming mainly for the food? Listen, for people that are strictly want the best of the best when it comes to food, I'll just say straight out, there's an area, in my opinion, there's an area called Platanillo and Tinamaste, which is my mecca, where I'm trying to get to. Now, there's other areas. There's a really excellent organic market down there. You have access. There's a little place called San Isidro Perez de Ledon, because there's a number of San Isidros in Costa Rica. Probably people that I respect say that's the best market here in Costa Rica. So down in south of where I was in Jaco, like further down the Pacific coast, if you look at try to find a little beach town called Dominical, and you find the road from Dominical to San Isidro, and it's about the perfect place. If I had money now, if I had things set up to where I could just pick up and go exactly where I wanted to, it would be in Platanillo. Because to me, there, and everybody's different. Listen, I've lived down here for 17 years. I've lived around beaches and in hot climates for a large portion of my life. So I'm more into temperate weather now. But in my opinion, I found the perfect place when I stayed down in that jungle, like back in September of 2015. I was staying at about 3,500 feet, the same elevation I'm at here in Alajuela, or Pilas de Alajuela. And it rained a good bit down there during the rainy season. It was chilly at night. When I was there, I was under covers at night. I was wearing long sleeve t-shirts around the cabin. But you get in a car You want the beach life? You get in a car and you're in Dominical, which is a little surf town, in about 12 to 15 minutes. So in my opinion, you got the best of both worlds. You're living at altitude. You don't need air conditioning. You're breathing fresh air all the time. Boom. You want to go to the beach, get in your car. You go down to the beach, bang, bang, bang. You spend a day at the beach. When you're tired of sweating and being sticky and whatever, you go back up, clean up, and you're in a pleasant climate. So that's where for food I'm always going to recommend. Now also too, I don't know Costa Rica as intimately as some people would think, because I nest in. I've lived in that one little beach town, Playa Jaco, where I was last week when I was shooting those videos. I lived there for 15 years. I lived in the city for about a year and a half, and then I've lived here. So that's about it. Most of my experience was at the beach, so I don't know everywhere. Like I say, it's a very big, very diverse country. There's rainforest here, there's cloud forest here, there's beaches, there's so many criteria that goes into it. Also too, and I did a video about a year ago on living in Costa Rica. This is not for everybody down here. Like, I kind of fly by the seat of my pants. I don't own things. I don't have a bank account down here. I rent. I mean, I'm just not part of the system. For people that, like if you're a family, if you're going to have a house and you're going to own your house and you're going to have proper this and that and bank accounts and you're going to be part of the system, a lot of bureaucracy and stuff down here, but no more so probably, or a different type than other places where you're living. But what else? Just misconceptions on living down here. If you're thinking about, migrating, going somewhere else to live, have your ducks already in a row. Have money lined up, have money to come live on. No, you're more than likely not going to come down here to a foreign country where you're not legal and find meaningful work where you're making money. Anyhow, I'm not going into how to live here. I'm just kind of going into like the possibilities for raw vegans and fruitarians down here. I go back and forth, and that's why I try to share that experience and I talk about it as much as possible. I go back and forth frequently from here to the States. I'm going next week. I spend 2 weeks. I spend 2 weeks like every 3 months going to visit my mom. And yeah, it's not like I struggle like, oh my God, I'm going to eat something terrible. But in the States, I have to think about this. I have to work at this. I have to be constantly, can I find this food? Oh, I'm getting a little tired of bananas, but I can't get anything else. Down here, it just is. You just do it. There's not like, okay, you might not be fully raw. You might not want to be fully raw if you came down here. But I'll pretty much guarantee you're going to be eating fruit all day just because of the climate, the availability, and how good it is. I mean, as I'm standing here, I'm looking at about 25 perfect mangoes. I mean, why are you going to eat, say, anything else when there's perfect mango, there's banana everywhere, there's pineapple, there's papaya. So this is a paradise for, for our kind down here. It's a great environment. As I talked about, you can find a lot of different things too, not just the food. Like I said, I did a video in the last few weeks talking about it's not just the food. And I've found in my little experience living on this mountain and really thinking a lot, getting into my head, spending a lot of time on my own, how the other things are important and they are a priority in my life now too. The fresh air, the fresh air, living in a temperate climate, getting plenty of vitamin D, being able to get vitamin D every day. See, all those things are available down here. But there's other places too. There's places in the States, there's is it called subtropical, like where it would be, say down around Miami, Homestead, different areas like that. So like I say, this isn't a sell on Costa Rica. This is, like I say, just a response to some interest and things people have kind of asked me about. Now, when it comes to community, let me just tell you right now, because for some reason that comes in waves, like I won't have anybody mention that, and then all of a sudden people just a steady stream talking about building community and what's my thoughts on community and have I done anything about that? Well, that was over a couple of years ago, and I'll tell you, as I've watched this, as I've seen the raw vegan community a little bit more, and just as I've kind of like gotten more realistic about human nature, those expectations have gone way down, because that's not what I want to be doing in the second half of my life. I don't I don't have to. I don't have to do things in life. I don't live like most people. I don't have to do those things that you don't want to do. And for me, life's too short to spend around people that annoy me. And people can just be a little too much sometimes. So I've scaled that idea down to where if I could find 4 or 5 people that I really, really resonated with to have a loose community, but we'd still have to have our boundaries and enough personal space, and not some little commune where you're all, you're just flopping around all over each other all day long. No, not interested in that. But yeah, I would be interested in some like-minded people in the future. I guess where I'm going right now, and I'm still kind of debating, there's a lot of stuff up in the air. I got some exciting things going on, different projects I'm working on. Don't need to take on a new project. I've thought about doing a Kickstarter campaign for getting something started down here. Just quickly on my vision, if I was going to do anything, I would like to get a nice sized piece of land, put about anywhere from 6 to 8 to 10 tiny homes on there, get a permaculture project going there, and then do something where people could come and learn the growing part of it, the permaculture part, kind of basically a garden to table type mentality. They would learn about the growing aspect of it. They would learn about preparing their food. They would learn about the foods. And just something like that, just kind of like I say, it could be a number of things. It could be for people that wanted to go kind of get semi off the grid and do this lifestyle themselves. It could be just for people that are interested in maybe doing a permaculture project in their yard, or just learning to eat better. But I could see a whole lot of possibilities there. And that would be more kind of a teaching center, kind of a tour, like a ecotourism type thing where people could come down and do that. Or I could also set up a little separate place that could be like even a small community like that. But anyhow, I don't have set plans. When people ask me stuff, I'm not trying to be difficult. Like I'm free. I don't have a wife. I don't have the kids. I don't have a mortgage. I don't have cars to get rid of. I don't have a lot of stuff to get rid of. I mean, I literally am open to ideas. Somebody could contact me tomorrow. I'll tell you something I would really like to get involved in Costa Rica. If anybody knows anybody, share this, share me with them. There's a lot of people doing some cool stuff down there. There's some permaculture projects going on in Costa Rica. There's some community projects going on, intentional communities. There's some cool stuff like this going on in Costa Rica that I kind of get the feel that they're those types that are like, we came here with, we're not into the camera things and we're not into doing social media, but there might be a need. See, I love doing this stuff. I love having my camera with me all the time. I love having my phone with me. I wouldn't mind going and doing like that with somebody. Say somebody had, like a little farm, or somebody had like a project or a yoga center or whatever. They do what they do, and I just come in and I document it, and I do their social media, and I make videos for them, and I share, and I put that content out. So I'm open to a lot of things. My life's wide open in this next year. I know, God willing, knock on wood, I will be in this location until about July 7th. Then I go back to the States for a couple of months, then planning on going to Woodstock at the end of August. And then after, say, September, October, I have no idea. I'm coming back down here. I'm not sure exactly what area I'm going to. Not sure exactly what things are going to look like then. And that's kind of exciting. But anyhow, this is definitely a type of place that's great for raw vegans, fruitarians. It's more expensive than it used to be, but it's still a good spot. I understand a lot of people are going to Ecuador. Ecuador is someplace I would really enjoy checking out. It's in the tropics, I hear there's a lot of places in Ecuador, especially at elevation, where the air quality is really, really good down there. Good quality water. When you're up in elevation too, you tend to have cleaner water. I filter mine just with a little, Brita pitcher, but ours coming out of the tap is good here. So anyhow, yeah, it's just, living in the tropics, living in a place where you can get that stuff, it really does make it a lot easier. So anyhow, like I say, this is just mostly response, once again, to just like various questions I've been getting recently and that I just get from time to time, and just kind of popped into my head today, so I thought I would address them. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. and I will see you again tomorrow. Peace.